there are some people that can just shrug it off and be like, oh, whatever, and you move on with your night. But there are also other people where it disrupts their night so much, like that's it, they're done. They go home and ruined it.
For one, you don't know what they've been through. That situation might have already gone astray.
Your vibe has killed my vibe.
Right.
Yeah.
You know.
No chains, no rules, no safe words. This is Unbounded with Christopher Allen.
And welcome to the Unbounded podcast, the podcast with no chains, no rules, and no safe words. I am Christopher Allen, joined by two lovely guests that you've never seen before. We're doing all kinds of new things here. I have the Bic and Monsieur Nixon, Herbert Nixon.
Yeah.
And we are talking about, well, and of course what you all came here for, Captain. the coolest beagle this side of the Mississippi, swear to you. So we're talking about hookup culture and pros and cons, benefits. Has it gone crazy? Why are we even in a hookup culture society to begin with? Ladies first, I'll let Katy kick it off.
Yeah, so, I mean, I think there's always been a hookup culture. I think the difference now is that women are now allowed to embrace their sexuality and embrace this culture. Like, it used to be, if you saw a woman out, you know, quote unquote, thotting, then it was this whole thing, and she was somehow a slut or looked down upon. And now it's just kind of like, yeah, she's doing her thing. And that should have always been okay. It's just now so much more socially acceptable that it's now just a widespread thing. And I personally don't think there's anything wrong with a hookup culture.
I don't either. I've been a part of it. I've been on that side of it. I just feel like we've, you know, they say every day we stray further and further from God's grace. And what happened to courtship and just, you know, doing it the old-fashioned way? Maybe I'm just an old head and showing my age here, but I kind of miss the classic way things used to be done. Now it's like you can just swipe stuff, and it's like, oh, okay, like even Tinder's a dating app, but people just get on there and fuck.
Yeah, but I think it depends on what you want to go in for. I mean, if you're pursuing this hookup culture, then that's what you're doing. I mean, I've been there. I do not want a relationship. I don't want to date. I'm out. I want to have fun. I want to do my thing, and that's perfectly okay. However, there's then this flip side where it's like when you get to the point where you're like, you know, I'm kind of past that, or that's just not my thing anymore, and I'm just not feeling it, and you want to move into something more serious, something more of a relationship, and then down the line, you know, a marriage and a steady kind of thing. And I think the biggest con of this hookup culture is that it is so easy with these dating apps that you can find any. I mean, you have people who literally just randomly Facebook request people, and they're like, "Hey, you're cute," and I'm like, "Ooh, that's weird."
When did that start?
Yeah.
Why are we doing that?
But it's social media. Yeah, I mean, it's social media. It's so many more people are available to you because of it. And because of that, there are always more choices or better choices. And I just don't think that's true.
Emphasis on the quotation marks.
Right, exactly. So people get into these hookup situations and nobody wants to put in the work. This concept that it should be easy is just wrong. Like, and I'm not saying, like, it should not be a fight every day. Like, if you're with a partner, yes, there should be an ease to it and a flow to it, of course. So I'm not saying that. But however, like, you have to make a conscious choice every single day to be in that relationship, to support your partner, to choose your partner. Of course there's other options. Of course there's other people. And if it doesn't work out, of course you will find somebody else and be happy. But you have to be willing to make it work. Right. And people just don't do that anymore.
I mean, what do you think, Herb? Because as far as I understand, at least with your, we'll call it lifestyle, you're not much of the relationship guy, so it's kind of like you just go with the wind. You're a hot air balloon.
Okay.
Yeah.
The wind.
The wind, yes. So, what are your thoughts on this hookup culture society?
Well, much like Katy said earlier, it's now acceptable for like everybody, including females, just to go out and do what they want to do. And I've not always been that type of person. I've been in serious relationships, or what I thought was serious, and they turned out tragic. Nobody died or anything. I might have died of it on the inside of the other person, but
the soft crushing of my soul.
Yeah. But and those have, I'm going to say they changed my views. Some people would say damaged me, but I just changed my views with relationships in a whole. Like, I don't feel that a hookup necessarily has to lead to a relationship. Even if you're steady,
amen.
Even if you're steady hooking up with that person, and taking it back to y'all, the episode with situationships. Like, yeah, those are a thing, and if that's what you want, then that's what it is. It doesn't always have to be anything, because it's really at the end of the day up to those two people. So
right.
And on the other side of the coin, I do kind of miss the old school courtship and chasing the girl, not stalking the girl, but chasing them and letting them know.
Don't lie. Ain't no stalking about it. I don't know.
No. But, just letting the girl know that you're interested, them letting you know that they're interested, go out on dates and stuff like that. I think that's still out there. You got to go out and do it. Get off of these social media sites and just go out and meet somebody.
And it makes people lazy, this, hookup culture, coupled with social media and the rapid rise of it has made folks lazy. And that's, to your point, it's, this is just easy now. I can just swipe and just find somebody, and fuck it, if it works out, cool. If it doesn't, on to the next one. And I also think that's why a lot of people who could, I guess, otherwise have serious, lasting relationships fall flat.
Yeah.
Because, it's just, with all of this, it's just become like too much. I also see a lot of people, in terms, as far as just hooking up, like, kind of getting, like, even guys get bashed for it, in a lot of different ways. And I think you've experienced that too as well. I don't know. This is just one of those weird topics. It's like, so please let us know what you think. Because have you had negative experiences with hookup culture? Do you think it's gone too far? Let me know down in the comment section below. And also, I'm gonna need you to wake up. I got a question for you. Do you hook up? You out there smashing other beagles?
Oddly enough, he doesn't. Like, he doesn't.
I didn't expect a serious answer to that question.
He doesn't.
No, mama knows.
He doesn't hump. He doesn't hump things.
No, I've never seen him hump anything.
Yeah, like he doesn't. Nope. He really just enjoys his life.
We're a new sexual for a dog here.
Captain's looking at her like, gotcha, bitch. You thought you had me. Joke's on you.
Yeah,
I'm not a humping dog.
Nope. No humping for this.
I appreciate it.
I'm sure. I feel like you would expect it if he humped you, but it might be awkward for you, Herb.
A little awkward. I think if he would had a choice to hump either one of us, it'd probably be me.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Oh, I just thought of something.
Speaking of.
It's not even, but in hookup culture, how do you determine this person is just, this is just a hookup? And then this person, even though maybe we're hooking up now this person possibly has potential. What's the line? How do you separate who goes in what bucket?
I got this.
Excuse me. I mean, it's certainly different for every person, but this is my favorite topic, and it's all about vibes and energy. there are plenty of people that I would just hook up with. It would simply be sex. It would not be anything more than that. There's no emotions. There's no other stuff. Mm-hmm. And I personally think that you can do that with friends. It takes a certain combination, it takes a certain combination of people, and you have to be on the right page, but I've done it.
Communication.
I've done it with friends of mine in the past, and we're still good friends today, and because we knew what it was. It was like, hey, we can, so we did, and it was fun, cool. And it's like, and these are some people that I consider some of my best friends. Mm-hmm. And we're still best friends. And even being one of my best friends, I would never date them. Like, okay. I love them to death, but what they view as a relationship, what they need out of a relationship is not, it doesn't match mine. Yeah. And we know that, and that's cool. Like, you do you, I do me, and sometimes we do each other. You know? And it doesn't, and I think especially for women get this connotation put on us that, like, oh, if she's sleeping with somebody, she must want a relationship. Like, no, like, stop making that a thing. Like, we just want to have sex sometimes. And
gotta get your rock off.
Right, like, God, and sometimes it's actually easier without all the other stuff, because stereotypically, sweeping across, women are more emotional, and we are more connected to things. And so when there are emotions involved, it's a bigger deal. And sometimes we don't want to deal with that. Like, you don't want the hassle of it. And so it really just comes down to, when you meet somebody, do you have any kind of other connection? And you can pretty quickly be like, nah. But hey, you could be fun for a little bit, and that's cool. Yeah. But yeah, you could potentially do that. And then you also have to evaluate yourself and be like, okay, if I cross into this hookup line with this person, knowing that I may have other feelings, knowing that it might be something, am I going to be okay with him not feeling the same?
Like, emotionally kind of bracing yourself.
Right, like, you have to go into that with the mental status of like, hey, this is just fun. If it goes somewhere, you're willing to pursue that, but if it doesn't, you have to be okay, because that's not his fault. You can't put it on him if you went into it knowing you have more feelings than he does.
Right.
And so that's when, however, there's also situations where over time and, you know, sometimes years, like, people change, you develop, and then that's a more of a thing, and then you already have this base, and so that's great. But it's really...
You gotta have that oomph.
Yeah,
there's a future podcast for you.
The fire in the belly. The oomph factor?
Yeah.
I kind of like that.
I mean, would you, like, I mean, I know you have, so you've had people that, you know, you're strictly hooking up with. You've had people that could be potentials. Yeah. And, I mean, so
but,
what's
I mean,
your...
I don't think you're going to get all of that in one night. Like what you said with your friends, you knew them, they were your friends. Right. I don't know if it was the sex first, then friends, or friends first, then sex, but it took time.
Yeah.
To know that you could do that with them and it work out.
Right.
Yeah. So that's the thing. Like, you just gotta. I hate to say you got to know, but you just gotta know.
I don't know. You touched on an important part of it too. Is that you can tell pretty quickly that you're gonna gel with somebody. Just speaking from my own mindset, if I meet you and it's like, oh, hi, I'm Katy. Oh, hi, nice to meet you. I'm Chris. I've already figured out in my mind two things. One, would I fuck you? Two, do I see any sliver, speck of potential that you could be down the road a potential partner? Already figured it out.
Yeah.
I feel like it's different with men and women though.
Probably.
But it's...
Or people.
There's a lot of people not just men and women. Yeah.
Do that. But you just analyze that quickly. There's a lot of people that can't do that.
Yeah.
It takes them time. And even when they do get to the point, they still are like, oh, well, this ain't what I thought it was going to be. Right.
But
whereas as you already done had sex with them in your mind.
Yeah, right. I was like, hi, I'm undressing you with my eyes. Yeah.
I mean, we played out our entire life and what our children
You're right.
Thank you.
In a span of 5 minutes.
I don't know about
2
kids
seconds
now.
you've done that, yeah. But yeah, there's a lot of people that can't do that now.
But also,
Which is why they use those platforms.
it works the other way
Yeah.
too. It works. There's like 4 or 5 different channels that this can go down, because I can meet somebody and it's like, oh yeah, I totally smashed, and then 2 hours later they say something or they do something that's just like,
They flick an eyeball.
oh, come on, you had one job and you petered out. And now I'm not attracted to you like that anymore. I'd probably still fuck you.
But that's
But
where
that
that comes
potential has
into
been
play.
Thanos.
Just
Like,
not as passionately.
right. I mean, so that's the thing. Like, it doesn't. Like, I don't think that every person you sleep with has to be this like thing. Like, sometimes you can be mildly attracted to a person, or you're like, you know what? They're not ugly.
Yeah.
Or there are some people where you're like, actually, you are kind of ugly, but I
I just caught
think-
Herb's eye.
Alright.
We look at each other and just start. We can't. You and I cannot look at each other in the eye for probably over 6 seconds
laughing.
without laughing.
That's what would kill our wrestling career.
That's
And,
true.
But
oh, and there's also, I don't know if this has been a podcast yet, but podcast. Did you hear that?
right. When did you become like a podcast? Say, governor.
It's my 2%.
Well, it's on
you know.
video, so.
It's my 2%.
Yeah.
My 2%.
This will live forever.
But nah, like, just having sex for sport, that's a thing too.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Like you said, he might not be attractive, or he
Right.
might be attractive, or he's just talking shit and saying I can do this in the bed, and I can wreck you. So then you're just gonna be like,
Now
what?
it's a
Just see
challenge.
it.
No, and for sure, I've done that where I'm like, I've literally had sex with a guy where I'm like, I'm really not attracted to you. There's nothing that gives me any kind of oomph. But you are so convinced that you are the top shit. Like, boy, let me knock you down a notch. Like, it is. And
You're a
Oh,
savage.
for sure. Like, but it's just kind of like, and then it's, okay, like, yeah, I did that. And but then it's also bragging rights, right? So, like, this guy is, to most people, gorgeous, top of the line, blah, 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 sleeps with all these women, da, 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 da. And I'm like, yeah, check. When
y'all girls get together, for y'all little
right, and I've
Have that
done
meeting in the
that.
That's how
bathroom.
good he is, and you're like,
I've had dinners with my girlfriends, and this topic has come up, and then I'll be like,
talk about us, Chris.
oh,
I
for
know they
sure.
talk
oh,
about
for
us.
sure. But then it's like,
That's what they're doing in the bathroom.
right, this one guy gets brought up, and I'm just like,
nose.
yeah, I had sex with him, and they're like,
Whoa.
I said what at the same time.
we did not do that. No.
Yeah, be proud of y'all nose.
Yeah, but not like that.
You ain't been the
Like-
proof. I got proof that they
Well,
do that.
I've seen that, however, not everybody does that.
R.I.P. proof.
Like,
That's why.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
it works the other way too, because I can meet a girl and it's like, nah, I probably wouldn't. And then you get to know her. And
That's
it's
the
like,
opposite side. That's the reverse.
okay, and I can't explain it. It must be a scientific chemical balance thing in the brain where it's like, you just start to get to know somebody's story and you're attracted to their story and somehow that makes you physically attracted to them. I don't get it, but I'm going with it.
it's the vibes and the energy, Christopher Allen.
But like,
Because even
that's
the
a
sex-
weird
the sex,
science.
The sex could have been bad.
Hey, we
so
can
then
build
you're like, I
up.
don't want to discard this person as a human being. I still
Right.
want to get to know him, and like you said, you do. And then all of a sudden that sexual attraction comes back when you know they're not good in bed, but then you're just like, well, that don't matter. Then you got some meat to your potato.
My thing is, I'm just trying to think with like this, because Katy and I had a conversation a while back about vibes. Like it really, like before this podcast was even a thing. And my God, I wish we had that recorded because that was some talk. That was some tea. That tea
Well,
was
it
hitting.
was also a drunk conversation, so it was
Those
also
are the-
very honest.
Those are the best
yeah,
ones.
like very honest.
Future podcast, Chris.
Very,
Very.
very honest. So, but I just feel like we need Bill and I to come on and explain this. because I need to know the balance and everything. I want to get like deep into this. For me, I meet Katy. Katy's cool. Katy's attractive.
False.
Awesome.
I'm fucking awesome.
Katy's awesome.
Yeah.
And for me, I'm the kind of guy that's like, well, fuck it. I may not feel a vibe right now, but I'm willing to try. Where I have an issue is when folks aren't even willing to try. Because you never know what you can do until you just dive in. Oh no, not feeling a vibe with you, so just gonna just let it go. But I feel like girls have more leeway to do that because y'all got men coming at y'all like buses every 15 minutes. We don't. We just regular big people. Speak for yourself. I was okay.
Yeah, you're right.
Is it
Yeah,
big and bigger?
Girl. Yeah, girls don't really have. I mean, I know. I'm not gonna say girls. There's some girls that probably have the same problems we have out there.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The ones that like don't get hit on like 100 times a day.
Yeah, some more like 50 times.
But even if you don't, there's also like this difference between like I've gone out before with girlfriends where it's a girls' night. Like nobody is out there to get hit on or picked up or whatever. Like that's not the goal of tonight. Like we want to go out, right? We're going out with the girls. We're drinking. We're having fun. Like just let us be. Like guys, public service announcement.
Do it.
If you see a group of women in a circle who are clearly blocking off all outside people, leave them the fuck alone. Like, they don't want to dance with you. They don't want to have sex with you. They don't want to go home with you. If one of them then turns and opens herself, literally, turns and opens her body, that is your cue that you are allowed to go in and potentially pursue that. But if we are in a closed off circle, all dancing with each other, we are there to dance with our girls and go home with our girls.
I'm learning so much right now.
She's literally trying to break down the ham wall. That's just what we do. We go in circles and bust them up.
Yeah, but you're assholes.
Whoa.
No, I'm just saying. No, because now you put, and I'm not saying this doesn't happen for men, because it does. However, stereotypically, no, but I'm just saying, like, so for women, we're now in an uncomfortable position where we either feel like we have to dance with you to like give a little bit so you'll leave us alone, or we have to engage a conversation, or then we have to be a bitch and say I'm not interested, and then it's, well, why not? You didn't even talk. You dude, just leave me alone.
And that's
like,
in a club setting. We went out last night.
Yeah, in a club, right.
And I'm not going to say no names, but oh my God, I learned so much last night. Being an attractive woman in public is fucking exhausting.
Oh.
Like,
I didn't know where he was going with that for a minute.
I learned this last night just by watching.
Yes.
Because one of our friends was getting in that situation, was getting hit on. And so, like, you know, we all kind of look out for each other. We watch each other's back and everything. This dude is just getting more and more aggressive, and I'm just like,
no.
Oh
creepy.
my God. Creepy and aggressive. Picks her up like she's fucking Simba.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
I had to like scoop her out of something I never thought I'd ever have to do in my life.
with the guy that
Then
I
I
was.
found out later I was his marker because he was just following
He followed the damn hat.
I'm like,
No,
this guy
literally.
always know where we at.
Literally, this motherfucker found us on the street walking to get hot dogs, just me and him, and he's like, oh hey, and I'm like, she's not with us. Move along.
You stick out like a sore thumb.
God.
I didn't know I was the marker. I didn't know.
And then I told him, I was like, you know, he's following your hat. And he was like, I'm like, yeah.
Oh, to get to her.
Yeah, somehow.
Yeah.
You're gonna lead him to her.
Yeah.
Man.
Like literally, like it was like a beacon, like beep.
Kind of smart though, man. Creepy.
Follow
creepy.
the light to
smart,
paradise.
Yeah, fucking creepy.
But it's exhausting.
It's exhausting.
So exhausted. I was tired just trying to play defense. And I said to her, I was like, this happens to you all the time. And then you've got those attractive women who then give birth to children, and we're not even going to go into like how much that just messes with my mind. And then you raise kids. Some women teach kids. How do you? To me, I'm like, yo, life ain't even worth it no more. Like, I'm gonna just stay home forever. And just,
when you have your baby, you're gonna stay home forever?
And just eat grapes and watch Lifetime forever.
No, it segues from Lifetime to those murder shows on what's that?
The 24-hour thing? No.
All those murder
Oh,
shows.
like,
It's like an actual channel that shows that stuff.
Oh.
What is that?
I think you just turned her on to
Oh,
something.
like
I almost
60
got
minutes?
away with it.
Oh, I don't know.
Wives with knives and stuff.
Oh, the Snapped?
All that's on that. It's a channel for that now. That's all that comes on that channel.
Like murder mysteries and unsolved
Yeah, all that
crimes and
stuff. Yeah, that's what they watch.
Oh, she'd be into that.
Yeah. Okay, but listen, reeling it back in.
That's a
But
podcast.
this is
I
why
need to watch that.
I know. But this is why I talk so much about vibes and energy, because when people don't pay attention to it, that's when these kind of situations happen.
Mm-hmm.
If you pause for even 10 seconds to take in a person's energy and what they're giving off, it is going to be crystal clear if they are open to a conversation or being pursued or being danced with versus like, nope, leave me the fuck alone.
Mm-hmm.
Like, when people have their guard up, it is very clear that they have their guard up.
Yeah.
When you choose to disregard that, male or female, you're just a fucking asshole.
Yeah, you look like a dick.
Right, and then it's creepy, and then it's awkward, and then it's uncomfortable, and depending on who it happens, there are some people that can just shrug it off and be like, oh, whatever, and you move on with your night. But there are also other people where it disrupts their night so much, like that's it, they're done, they go home and
For
ruin
one,
it.
you don't know what they've been through. That situation might have already gone astray.
Your vibe has killed my vibe.
Right,
Yeah.
you
It
know?
doesn't take much. Like they clam up. You know what I mean?
Like you, just because somebody is out drinking, is out dancing, is out in any kind of social setting, does not automatically mean you have a right to pursue them. That's not a thing. And well, no, I take that back. It is a thing, and it needs to stop being a thing. People need to be held accountable for their actions and acknowledge, like, people don't owe you anything.
Right.
Like, girls that dance in short skirts do not owe the guy on the wall a lap dance. No, that's not a thing. She may be dressed provocatively. Great, she's feeling herself tonight. Let her have that. That does not mean she has to take somebody home at the end of the night.
Mm-hmm.
The guy who dresses up in the nines is out with his dudes and showing his chest off. He does not have to be approached by women. That might not be what he's trying to do. Let people enjoy themselves without it having to be more than that.
Mm-hmm. Her final thoughts?
I mean, I was thinking about your comments on the courtship and, you know, the old school way of doing it. I think all that plays a factor why that's slowly dying out. Like, you got the hashtag Me Too, and I'm not getting into all that, but I mean, it's kind of scary for men though.
Mm-hmm.
Like, apparently it wasn't scary for that dude last night, but you know, he just knocked down all barriers.
He had
didn't care.
nothing to lose.
But for guys that are like really out there just to have conversation and probably do see a female that they find attractive, and they're not trying to be all overbearing on them, they probably are not going to even talk to her because of the stigmata of I said stigma.
Stigma. No, he means stigma.
Sorry,
this
Jesus.
is a
Sorry,
regular
Jesus.
conversation.
I was gonna.
Sorry, Jesus.
I
can't let it go because I do it too much.
He said out loud stigmata. Hashtag stigmata.
Sorry, Jesus.
That sounds like a
Yeah, let it go.
that sounds like an Italian recipe that like Emerald just like it's not good enough. I will not serve the stigmata in my restaurant.
Yeah, but I mean, but with that, with the stigma
I'm
around
so stupid. Bam.
It's also about communication.
Yeah.
And that goes back to your, the situation podcast, where, we're talking about you eventually get to the point, where are we at? That's not a bad thing to have that conversation, and that's with this hookup.
We gotta wrap this thing up. We gotta wrap this thing up. Not start making up words.
A hookup.
With the hookup culture,
It sounds like a
You
Vermont owl.
A Vermont owl.
listen.
And I bet you their necks don't turn all the way around either.
They just go like this. They can't even do the whole spin. Because it's
Listen.
I love you. That was funny.
Oh boy. Okay.
But with the
Ooh,
hookup
well, Jesus already
culture
hates us for picking him out, so
Yeah.
oh my god, and the dating and the courting and the relationships, it all comes down to communication. And you have to continuously have open communication about where you're at, how you're feeling, and you have to be honest. Because if you start with a hookup and everybody's on the same page, one person may evolve and one person may not. And as long as you communicate that, then you're okay and you don't ruin friendships and you don't ruin relationships. But when people don't talk and somebody tries to hide it and they're like, yeah, I've got feelings, but now we're hooking up, and they're not, and it, it's kind of crushing me a little bit, like, you have to voice that, and you have to be willing to either, okay, like, this is no longer working, and take a step back, or I'm feeling this, and I'm also feeling this, and let's move to the next step, and maybe it is a situationship, and then from there, you do develop a relationship. And then on the flip side, you get into situationships where for the time it's convenient and it's good and you like it, and then you're like, you know what, I think I want more, or I don't want this with you, and then you move on. But not everything has to be this dramatic explosion. Like, talk, be honest, be grown-ups.
And there you have it. Let us know what you think in the comments down below. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss crazy stuff like hookup culture and stigmatas. We will catch you next Monday.